This is Bucks County Community College, Political Science 111, E59, E-Learning in American National Government. It's Thursday evening, March 24th, 2011, and I'm John Deal. I told you that I would be giving a few more tips for your media paper, which may be turned in as late as midnight on Saturday. One of the weak points in some of the students' papers previously this semester has been a lack of connection with the textbook. There's been about maybe a third of the class that has been a little bit light on that, so I wanted to remind you to please incorporate connections between the media paper and some of the other work we've been doing in the Patterson textbook. And I compiled a list here of some things that I thought of that could be connected to the paper to help you out with that process. One of the things that's in the book, it mentions equal time restriction, where candidates have to be offered an equal amount of advertising time, and major candidates an equal amount of time on television. And I was just wondering if you could connect that with our study earlier about the core values that the Founding Fathers discussed in the creating the Constitution. Just you don't have to do that, but it's just a suggestion of a connection you could make. And all the other things that I say here now are also not to be taken as something that must be part of your paper, but just some hints as to some connections that you might want to make. You know, the limits to the American public's knowledge about politics. We've talked about how relatively ignorant most people are. Of course, the present class is now can validly say they're well informed, but I mean the average person doesn't know that much. And there's some mentioning in the textbook about the light coverage by the media of political aspects of the news. A lot more, disasters, of course, are important, and I guess the Hollywood scene is something a lot of people are interested in. And the media mostly just wants to put things on there that will sell advertising time, not really to inform the public as to how to make the government more efficient and effective. So another aspect is you can make a connection with our study of socialization. We mentioned that the media is important for that. You can find that somewhere in the text as well. The declining strength of the party organizations, which was mentioned in Chapter 8. That can be partially because of the candidate-centered campaigns we have now, which are made possible by modern media. Also, we mentioned lobbying, and outside lobbying is where politicians and lobbyists can go to the media and get them to cover something as a way to get the core supporters around the country to phone their congressman, email them, or whatever. Also, I think you could mention, I have a note down here about horse race elections, where the media seems to concentrate primarily on who's ahead and who's behind in the polls, and why that is, and what strategies they could use to get ahead. And there's focus on the horse race aspect rather than the details of what issues should be covered. So it just becomes like a horse race, and you can root for your candidate, or without getting too much into the things we would like them to be saying. The court portion, we haven't discussed the Supreme Court yet, but the court appointment process is heavily covered by the media and can influence the votes on Supreme Court, federal court appointments. And there the media is intensely involved. But after that, the courts seem to be isolated. They don't want to deal with the media very much, and to try to give this impression of being neutral and so forth. The question that I want to bring up is that good or bad? I mean, maybe more coverage of the court would be appropriate so that people could understand that it really is a political institution. The use of the media for overcoming the problem of a divided government, like President Obama right now has a Democratic Senate and Republican House of Representatives. And one of the ways you can see him trying to deal with that, and has successfully done during the lame duck period that we just went through, is to go to outside lobbying through the media directly to the American people to get legislation through the Congress. So if he selectively focuses on the things he really wants and uses the media to outside lobby, that can be done. There's another connection you could put in your paper that has to do with the media. The incumbency, the great incumbency machine. We've talked about how all the advantages incumbents have, and the use of the media is one of them, because whenever they do anything as an official function, it's covered by the media, and they can play the media and use the media better than someone trying to take their office. And they have their whole term in office in which to lay the groundwork for their next campaign. So these are some of the ideas that I thought maybe I would share with you as to some connections you could make. I really want to see you use, along with other sources, I'd like to see you use the Patterson text. You'll notice on the rubric that that's one of the items there, the use of text and other outside materials. Make sure you use Patterson. So just wanted to pass that tip on to you guys today, and that's all I have for now. Email me if you have any questions or need any help on the paper. And everybody go well and good luck with that assignment. Goodbye.